everyone, this is Carla on a cloudy Sunday afternoon. Expecting a little rain to come in tonight, which I'm kind of looking forward to, a little bit of a thunderstorm. And before I get started with anything, though, I know most of you are probably aware that one of our fellow friends in the crafting world has passed away. Melody Lane, who did many Cricut tutorials, passed away on February 15th from COVID complications. I was not aware of this until last Tuesday when I watched Anna Griffin on the HSN Craft show day, and she gave a little tribute to excuse me, Melody, for all the wonderful things that she has done for Cricut, and all the help that she has given us through her tutorials in the crafting world. So if we might just take a minute to remember Melody and remember her family at this difficult time. I'm sure that she will be missed by her family and the crafting community. So anyway, we just might keep them in our prayers and remember all the wonderful things that she did. Okay, now for today, what I'm going to try to do is something new. I've always wanted to do this. I've never made one of these. It's a mesh wreath. I've always admired them, and I just thought, oh no, I don't know if I can do that. You know how I am, but you know what? All you got to do is just go for it, right? So I'm excited. I'm ready to get in there and go for it. I got this little wreath form. It's 18 inches, which is kind of large, actually. And it's only got 3 of these little rungs on it. I didn't really realize that until I got home. And I started watching lots of tutorials. It seems like most of the wreath forms they had 4. But anyway, we're going to try and make it work with these 3 on here. I bet we'll do it. I bet I can do it. So anyway, what I'm going to need for this, I think, will be a wreath form, which I have that. I'm going to need some chenille stems. And I'm not sure where I got these. I want to say maybe Hobby Lobby. I don't know for sure where I got these. I've had these in my stash for a while. And you're going to need some wire cutters, probably for those chenille stems. And some scissors and some mesh. Now, I have 2 kinds of mesh. I had already purchased 2 of these white mesh rolls from Hobby Lobby when they had a 40% off sale, and these are 5 and 5 inches wide, and there's 10 yards on a roll. So I got white and the pink. I got 2 of each, and then when I was at the Dollar Tree, they had these 2 colors I thought might look pretty with that. Now they are 6 inches wide, but I don't think it's going to make that much difference, and there's only 5 yards, so there's 10 yards combined. So I'm not sure how I'm going to weed all that in there, but I don't know. We'll just see how it turns out. I think I'm going to love it. And then I got this ribbon at the Dollar Tree, and I may have to go back and get more of that. I don't know. It's pretty. So the first thing I'm going to do, which is going to take a little while, but I'm going to show you how I got started with this, is I took my roll of pink. I took my pink roll and I undid that, and I just laid it out here on my work surface. I don't know if you can see that. And I just cut, there are varying lengths in all kinds of tutorials. Like I said, some were 12 and some were, 10, and this one was 8. So I'm just going with 8, and I'm just going to put it together and we'll see how it goes. And when I get through with it, I may decide maybe I wanted it longer or shorter, but that's what I'm going to go with. So I've already cut 1 roll of the pink. You can see all up in these little pieces, and that takes a little bit of time. And I've just started on the white roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm just going to measure it out on my little workspace here, and I'm going to cut little 8-inch strips until I get that all cut. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to cut all of these until they get all cut into 8-inch strips. So now I've got all my white cut. I've got all of my turquoise cut, and I've got my pink and my lavender. And these are so pretty. Oh, they make me feel springy, and I'm looking out my window and the rain's coming down, a little bit of rumbling thunder, but this just makes me ready for spring. So I played around with a couple of them, and I'll show you what I've done, and then we'll make one together, or a couple of them. All right, so I cut all my chenille stems in half. These were 12 inches, and I cut them to 6 inches. And then I'm only going to use 3 on each little bow. I wish I could do all 4 colors, but I'm afraid I'll run out, and I don't know if I'll be able to find the right colors again. So I'm going to go with 3, and we'll see how we go. So I got a couple of them put on, and you don't have to worry about getting them tight right now, because as you add each one, you'll be pushing them up together and making them more snug, which will help hide those white pipe cleaners. So, because at first I thought, oh my goodness, that's not really covering my pipe cleaners, but I think as you squish them up, that will take care of itself. And I think that looks pretty. Then on the back, you have your pipe cleaner sticking through, but I think when we get all finished, we're going to take those and just kind of wind them around so they're not sticking out. So let's see if we can make one of these together. Let me push this over here a sec. I'm going to grab a chenille stem. Let's see, I'm ready for the turquoise. So I know that my white and pink are a little bit longer, and I have more of the white and pink, so I'm going to use the white and pink on every bow that I make, and then I'm going to alternate the lavender on one bow, the lavender on one bow, and the turquoise on another bow. That way, hopefully it will all pan out and look even, and I'll have enough of each color. So I've been putting my white in the center. So I'm going to do, let's do pink on the bottom. Now what I've been doing, I'm just kind of letting them kind of roll in and lay it over. Kind of get your ends together here. And I'm just kind of letting it kind of squish up, kind of walk it up and squish it up in the center. Got to hold on to that. And then I want my white in the center, so I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm holding that pink one. I'm going to take this and let it overlap, half inch, whatever helps you. I'm going to squish that one up in the center as well. And I'm going to lay that one on top of the pink one, just like so. Okay, and then the next one I have to do, try to get those even on each side the best you can. I'm going to try to hang on to these and come up here and do the same thing. Now we'll say this last roll of mesh, the turquoise one that I cut, it's a little bit flimsier than the others, so it kind of wants to stretch out a little bit, but I think it'll be just fine. All right, it's actually easier to hold on to because it's not so stiff, but I just hope it keeps its shape a little bit. You have to work on that. All right, so now we're going to lay this one on top and scrunch it in, just like so. Now I'm going to take one of my chenille stems over here, kind of bend it in half. So I kind of, whoops, get my little V down here so I can kind of slide this little chenille stem. I'm going to take that in here. And we're going to pull that I want that up on top and pull this around to the back. And I do know from working with chenille stems for other projects, not this one, that you can't twist them too much or they will break. So it suggests on a lot of tutorials, give them like 2 twists, but I want to get that good and tight before I give it that twist. So I'm going to give that 1 and 2. And then I think you can pull those around if you need to. So I've got that on the top. That kind of coming out like so. And now we're just going to take the wreath frame, and I'm in this section right here. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to take this and get my 2 chenille pieces and come under here. Pull them around this center mesh or center rung on the wreath form. And I did see that if you had 2 here, you would take them around 2, but I think this is going to work just fine for me. You know what? I needed a lavender, or we need to put this one on this side. There we go, because I want to go aqua, lavender, aqua. So let's put it on this side. All right. Take this, pull it in, and I'm just going to give that a couple of twists, and that will push up. Ooh, that looks pretty. I like that. Okay, let's do one more with the lavender. So I'm going to pull another chenille stem. Shedding a little bit. I want the lavender and a pink and the white. So let's do pink on the bottom again, I think. Since we're going to have more of the pink and the white, I think I'm going to put pink on the bottom every time. Try to, and then put the white in the center. And then the alternating color on top. Okay, so I've got that. And plus the alternating color is supposed to be about a 1/2 inch longer, but I don't think it's making any difference here. Let's do the white one next. Again, I'm gonna let these kind of roll to the center. Let them overlap. Oh, just a little bit there, 1/2 inch, whatever, and kind of pull these, walk them up, kind of gather them up in the center, just like so. And let's put that on here, because after you get it all done, you can fluff it. I think that's the fun part. That's when it really comes to life. Okay, and now we're going to take the lavender, do the same thing. Let it kind of over here like this. Let it fold down over. Overlap. I hope you can see. I'm trying to hold on to these and show you. That one's stuck. Let's come over here and get it in there a little more. There. I like that better, so it won't be sticking out maybe. Now let's come in here. Well, it still won't stick out, but that's okay. I'm going to lay this one on top. Hold that right in the center. Over here. Take my chenille stem. Fold it in half, give me a nice point there. And I'll take that underneath and put it on the top. Pull it down tight. They're really tight, tight as you can get it to hold that in there. And then Give it a couple of twists. And then we're going to attach that. And I see that this is pulled out a little bit. I don't think that's going to matter. You could always just pull the other side. Like I said, when you get it all together, the fun part's going to be getting to play with it, right? So we've got aqua on both sides. So let's put this lavender one here. Okay, let's pull this one up. Actually, we're in this section. Come up through this section. Pull it up through that little rung right there. Get it tight. Give it a double twist. And you can flip that over. Isn't that pretty? And it just sparkles. I don't know if you can see the way it's sparkling. It's so pretty. So I'm going to work on this, and then I'll come back to you and show you how we're doing. So I got it all tied on, all of my little, I'm going to call them little bouquets. And this is an 18-inch wreath, and wreath form, that is. And actually, I ran out about halfway through, so after going to 5 different Dollar Trees to find another roll of the turquoise and another roll of the lavender, you could find all other colors, but not these two. Actually, I got this at one store, and I got this one at another store. So, but I did find them, and I would say I used, probably a good half of these. And also, I had to use some of my other Hobby Lobby mesh as well. And I didn't use as much of it, but you're going to need more than 2 rolls of this and 1 roll of each of the other if you're going to make this. So anyway, I got those all cut, wired together with my chenille stems, and now I'm ready to decorate it. I've got my camera up, I hope high enough where you can see what I'm doing here, so I can get it all in there. And I had shown you that I had purchased this at the Dollar Tree, but I'm not sure I like that on there. The pink is a little bit too bright for me, and plus it's kind of large. So when I was at another Dollar Tree, I found this adorable little bunny with his little feet and little ears. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this. But the way I'm going to use this, oh, don't do what I did. I wanted to remove this little burlap bow, and when I took it off, it tore a little bit, so I had to glue that back on, but it will be covered. So I won't be using that. And also, I'm going to see if I can get this out of the way a little bit. I'm going to detach these little feet. Just going to cut these off. They're on there with a string. So I'm going to remove those. Actually, yeah, let's just take that off and pull that through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use hot glue, and I'm just going to glue them back on. Let's see, how do we want these? Like this? Probably like this. And it's okay if it covers up a little bit of the Easter. I think you can still tell what it's trying to say. I'm going to have little holes there. I don't know if I'll try to cover those with something or not. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue those on. Let's put the glue here that way. Okay, this one to go about like so. It's going to cover up a little bit. Not bad. It can come off. Move that down. Move that kind of in the center a little bit. And this one kind of come on this end over here. Put some hot glue on there. And put it like this. Kind of move it down to, that looks pretty good, I think, like that. There. And then on this part, I'm going to be adding one of these little bows to that, and I'll move it down a little bit. And I think that will cover that, and that will look cute on there. Up here, I want to take this twine out. Take those off. And I've got a couple little bows over here that I had my stash. I think I'm going to just add a pink little bow at the top of the ears. And I'll cover up those holes. I could add some on the feet, I guess. We'll see. Because I know I have some more. Might do that. There. That looks cute. That covers up those little holes. You can see that. And here, I'm going to add, I want it kind of low. And I put a pipe cleaner here because what I'm going to do is I twisted it on the back, and I'm going to take another pipe cleaner, chenille stem, whatever you want to call it, so I can attach it to this, so I can attach that onto my wreath. So right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and think where I want this. I'm going to put it a little bit lower so I can see his cute little face. And let's put some hot glue right on this little pipe cleaner spot. It's probably melting my mesh. And I want to make sure I get that low enough so it doesn't cover the face. Okay, that's good. Then I have these little pom-poms. I'm going to take this little kind of glittery little pom-pom and put it in the center of my bow. I'll just put that in here. I don't think my bow's sticking yet. Let that cool down a little bit. Just hold that there. Okay, I'm going to let that cool just a little bit. Okay, so I think I figured out what I want to do with this little hole down here. I think I'm just going to take these little three, whoops, dropped one, pom-poms that are glittery, and I'm just going to glue those up on the very ends, and it's okay with me if some of that pink shows through that's on the toes. In fact, I think I would like that. So let me look, see the sizes I've got here. Okay, I think this one's a little larger. I'm going to put it kind of up here. Grab my glue gun so I can reach. I want it on there enough that when I put this little one on, it's going to cover that hole. And I think that'll be okay. I think that'll look cute. Put that right there. And I'll put this other little one on the side. Yeah. It kind of look like a little bit of fur between his little toe pads there. And we'll put this one over here. Right there. And this one, enough to cover that hole. Show that pink, and this one right here. Yeah, that kind of takes care of that. I think that's cute. And I also think I'm going to add this brighter pink little pom-pom ball to the center of this bow. I think it will show up nicely. Show up a little more. I'm going to hold that there, let that dry. And then I also went through my little bag of these little pom-poms, and I pulled some out, and they're kind of a purpley color. I kind of like that deeper, darker. And I'm going to cover that pipe cleaner, that white pipe cleaner, with those. So we're going to add some glue to that. Some up here. that up there to cover that. And this one. And this one. Here. Just come down a little bit. And this one. I may have to move those out to make sure we cover that. There we go. There, I think that looks really cute. Now we're gonna lay the little bunny aside and I'm gonna make the bow. Now for the bow, I mentioned that I got 2 spools of this from the Dollar Tree. What I did was I cut 6 strips. Got them all here. Oh, got them all over the place. There we go. I've got 6 strips, and what I did, I cut them about 25 inches. Now I did have 2 spools of that, and that's what I have left. And I may make tails, I'm not sure with that. But I cut these about 25 inches, and then we're just going to fold them in half. And then you're going to fold this in half and just cut that off to give you a little bit of a chevron on that end. Then I'm going to lay them, one going that way. And you know, I know it's going to be, I don't know if I should all have them, I guess we'll have the writing go all the right way. I'm not sure how to do that. We'll see how it turns out. Going this way, we want the chevron going this way on this one. Now we're going to turn the chevron to go this way on this one, and the chevron to go this way on this one. Make sure I got these all going up, and the chevron to go this way on this one. Now I'm going to have a chenille strip here. I'm going to take each one of these and I'm going to try to fold it up kind of in the middle. I'm going to pinch that, okay? You need to hold that, just like so. Gather that up. You're going to take the next one that's going to have the chevron end. Whoops, I already got it twisted. Let's turn it this way. I want my writing to all go the same way, I think. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see how it turns out. And then this one, you're going to pinch it in the center again, gather that up, and lay it on top. And that all on there. And you're going to do the next one. Try to keep that centered and gather that up. Going to have this one going this way. And we have 3 more, and you can make it full. You can use different designs of ribbon, but I thought I would just make it like this. I had another ribbon I thought about putting with it, but I think I'll keep it like this. And then we want the chevron to go this way, so we're going to gather it up in the center. This is called the funky bow, wacky bow. Then we're going to do this one. You just want to alternate your chevron with your folded piece on each layer that you put on there. And then last one is going to be this way. Now you would hold that tight. And I'm going to take my chevron piece here, chenille piece rather, and we're just going, whoops, that one came ungathered. Try to pinch that, keep that gathered, and take this across here. Keep that tight as you can. Pull that up and twist that as tight as you can. Like I said, I have had this totally twist in two on me. So hopefully we've got that enough. Then all you're going to do with this is simply just pull these apart like this. And this one you're going to do like so. And on this one, since it is not a pattern on the underside, you're going to take this underneath one and just twist it. Just twist it like that, and that's going to give you this piece on top. And you've got these two. You're going to pull this one out, do the same thing. Just twist it. And you're going to separate this folded one. And you can mess with these after you get them all pulled apart and twisted. This one needs to come out. These you need to pull apart and twist. Twist that over, and this one you need to fluff it out. And your last two on this side, again, you're going to pull those apart and you're going to twist it so you've got both of the design sides up. Then you're going to come over here, finish this one. Okay, let's fold this one back up, pull these apart, and I want to twist this one, and then we're going to fluff this one up. And you can, like I said, kind of arrange them the way you want them after you get them all fluffed apart. Pull these apart and twist. And twist it this way. This is wire ribbon, so that's the kind you want to use, so you can twist it. And then again, you're going to fluff this one up. There. So your ribbon, kind of like this, and like I said, you can work with it and fluff it up to kind of make it the way you want it to go on your wreath. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to go off, and because I don't have a lot of room here, I'm going to lay my wreath here. I know you can probably see that, and I think I'm going, let's see if we can get that in there. I think I'm going to put maybe my bunny over here and my ribbon up here. And I think that's all I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. So I attached the bunny, and the way I did that, there it is I just turned it over, and I used that pipe cleaner that I attached to the pipe cleaner that I put around its neck, and just wove it into here. And then the same thing for the bow. I had the pipe cleaner that I had secured the center with, and just pulled it through all of my little ribbons up here in the wreath. I just love this ribbon. I love how to make these ribbons. They're so easy and so pretty. And I just wound that up here. And as you can see, when you put all your little bouquets on there, you want to bend down your pipe cleaner or your chenille stem, so when you do hang this, if you hang it inside, you don't want to scratch up your walls with the wires that are coming through. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's hard to see it all with because it's so big, but I hope you see how cute it is, and I will be hanging it probably like this with the bow at the top and the bunny down by the side, like so. So anyway, I wanted to share one other little bitty thing with you. I'd shown where on one of my hauls I had gotten these little bunnies at the Dollar Tree. Well, my granddaughter and I, we put those together. I'm trying to find the piece of paper. I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, oh, nope, that's not it. This is the way they turned out. She kind of helped, and we both made these little bunnies. Aren't they cute? I mean, that's $1.25 for the little kit to make these adorable little bunnies. And then we added little tails back here with my kind of glittery pom-poms. These are the white ones. And she likes to design. So she said this is one with a little tutu, and she wanted to bend its little ear down, and the same on this. It didn't get a tutu, but it did get the kind of stylish little ear folded over. And they too have little tails. So those are so cute. I thought I might use those on my wreath, but I don't know. I just didn't think it needed it. Now, one thing you could add to this, if you had little Easter eggs, you could nestle like Easter eggs down in there. I think that would be really cute on there as well. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Might be something you want to try. I think it turned out really cute. I'm really pleased with it. So if you liked it, please hit like, and until next time, bye-bye.